I've been on vacation for the last 4 weeks and gained 22.2 pounds in 27 days. But it's also the longest I've taken time off from extended fasting. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said that there wasn't a part of me that was scared to take this much time off. There was a little part of me that was scared that I would relapse and I would leave social media forever again like I did a few years ago. 4 weeks is a long time. I don't remember the last time I've taken this much time off. To be fair, I was still working during that time. I was still doing some coaching sessions. I was still doing some work for some of my other clients, so it wasn't like a complete vacation, but it was still 4 weeks of not doing extended fasts. And as scared as I was of relapsing, it wasn't the fear of binging. I really feel like I'm over that. I don't want to say that with like full guarantee, but my head is just not in that space anymore. The relapse part was just me getting out of my routine. My fear was that I was just going to be so lax, so just nonchalant about getting back into what I was doing that it was going to take me some time to find myself back fasting again. But I really don't think that there's any part of me anymore that is just going to throw everything completely away and walk away from it. I just don't see that anymore. I don't see that in my cards. And you know what? That kind of feeling is freeing. But I'm here to tell you today that instead of hiding that weight gain, instead of pretending it never happened, instead of keeping it a secret, that today I have nothing to hide. That I'm human, I'm imperfect, and that I really enjoyed my vacation. I enjoyed traveling out to the Philippines and seeing my family. I enjoyed traveling out again to Japan and have zero regrets. Well, kind of. I feel super bloated and I can't fit into some of my shirts, so that's a thing. And even though I tried my hardest to keep the weight at bay during my time off, one thing's for sure, old habits die hard, even 494 days into my journey. So when I talk about old habits dying hard, I'm talking about everything here. It's not just the fasting part. I think I have it so ingrained in me to hit a timer that isn't going to be a thing that I'm ever going to stop doing again. Walking is still a very big part of what I do, and it's something that I continued to do. But there were also times where I was just like, I don't really feel like walking as much today. And for me, I feel like that's part of the routine that started to wear off as my vacation continued. Now, obviously, I didn't have a gym to go to, so there was no lifting weights at all. And really lifting weights in that way, this is the layered part of what I'm doing. This is the layered part of my routine. Going for a walk helps me to fast longer. When I lift weights, it helps me to make sure I get my walks in. It helps me to fast. When I eat healthy, it puts all of the other pieces together. When I sleep well, it puts all of the other pieces together. And when some of those layers, those levers, whatever you want to call it, that aspect of being healthy, I don't want to say deteriorate, but when they're missing or they're not aligned properly, it makes it easy for the other parts to kind of crumble and fall apart. And that's why I told myself, the least you can do is hit a timer. It doesn't matter how long you're fasting for. It doesn't matter what you're eating, how long your refeeds are. Just hit the timer because that will keep you accountable. That's also why I carry a scale with me because yes, I know some people don't want to weigh themselves every day and that's perfectly fine. But for me, sometimes standing on the scale, it keeps me in check. It lets me know, okay, you're going up a little bit here. Maybe it's time to kind of back off. Maybe it's time to work on your other levers. One thing I'll probably talk more in depth in the future about too is when I went to the Philippines, when I went on vacation and I was there, it was around 85, 90 degrees every single day. It was hot and I was just wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And because of that, because I didn't have bigger shirts to wear, it made me, at least for me, right? It kept me accountable in the way of, hey, you need to wear another smaller shirt tomorrow. Do you want to eat all of this and feel super bloated? And in some ways, that's how I pulled longer fasts at the beginning of my vacation because I didn't want to put myself in that situation of feeling bloated, seeing family and just, not feeling myself. Now, flip that coin. When I went to Japan, it was around 50 degrees, sometimes a little warmer, it just depended. It was also rainy a lot of those days. And then I was wearing hoodies, I was wearing jackets, and if you think about it, wearing bigger clothes like that, it gives me, or at least in my head, it gave me the opportunity to eat more. I tell myself, well, you're hiding your fat under your shirt. You're hiding that weight under a bigger shirt. So go ahead and eat more. Nobody's gonna notice. And in a lot of ways, that's how my life has been. A secret, right? Hiding that. And that's where I noticed myself eating a lot more. It also could have been because I was on vacation for already a long time. It's already been 2.5+ weeks, going into week 3, finishing up into week 4. And so it's probably a mix of all of those things. But I know, at least for me, keeping things a secret in that way, having that kind of hiding my weight under my clothes, it's just another way to kind of give yourself a reason to do that. It was just a really big thing that I've noticed for myself. And that's where accountability comes into play. That's why I'm making this video for you right now, but for me too. And let's get one thing straight. I didn't gain 22.2 pounds of fat in 27 days. I've shown you all through my content in past vacations that some of this is water weight. I'm holding water, I'm holding waste, and as I work on my current fast, I'm going for a 90-hour fast right now, by the way. I want to show you that even after eating for nearly 4 weeks in a row, that you can still put yourself back into a fasting regimen. What you need is accountability, discipline, accountability, and more accountability. Gaining 22.2 pounds over the last 28 days, I don't really know what that's gonna equate to in terms of how much actual fat I've put on, but my guess is, so I think what's different is the length of time. This isn't just a 6-day vacation in the past or a 10-day vacation where I'll put on 20 some pounds. The fact that I haven't lifted weights in almost 4 weeks, the fact that I've been eating consistently for almost a month straight, my guess is that I'm probably up somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds realistically. That's my guess, but I'm not exactly sure. I also don't know how much muscle I've lost, if any, since I haven't been lifting. Now, there were some times during the first part of the vacation where I was actually doing push-ups to just give myself some type of strength training. But I also mentioned before I went on vacation that I've actually messed up my right bicep. I thought that 4 weeks would heal it, but I don't know. I think it's even worse than where it was before. So something I have to check the doctor with. I don't know how much actual lifting I'm gonna do right now, moving out into the future. I will do things that won't affect my bicep directly. So I'll still be lifting. I just won't be doing certain things that's going to affect the way my bicep is. It's unfortunate. I'm really a little upset that it's still where it's at, or it feels even worse. So I'm not sure if I tore something. The doctor, when I went to see the doctor before I went on vacation, he didn't feel like I tore anything or it wasn't anything major, but the fact that it's 4 weeks later and I haven't really been lifting and it's still having an issue with me, it's a little, I guess, concerning to say the least. One thing I made sure to do while I was away was to still track my fast. That was the least that I could do. I could hit a button on my phone. Even if a fast was only 12 hours long, even if a refeed was as long as 10 hours, I tracked it. Why? Because I have to hold myself accountable. I need to remind myself that no matter what I eat, no matter how much I eat, no matter how long I fast for, I have to keep myself on the clock. You know, I planned to put out a lot more content while I was on vacation, but I didn't. Some of it was just me enjoying my time off. But truthfully, some of it was me falling out of my routine. I walked, but I didn't walk as much as I normally do. Hell, I haven't even lifted for 4 weeks. And as the first week of vacation rolled into the second week, rolled into the third week, I got really, really lax with the way I did things. Now, if there was one thing I would redo during my time off, it would be to be more accountable publicly. That's what keeps me in check, letting you all know that I'm still here. It reminds me that I can't run and hide. I really don't have much to say when it comes to accountability. All I know is that for me, doing something publicly, sharing my results on social media, even just showing you all what I look like right now with my shirt off, with my belly fully extended, the fact that I can't wear my small shirts right now, my youth shirts, right? My boys extra large shirts, the fact that I can't really put that on without looking like a sausage in them it sucks. But at the same time, I know that I need to be accountable, and doing that, sharing it publicly, helps me keep on track, stay focused, make sure that I get through this 90-hour fast that I'm working on. I know some people might think, but Jerome, you just keep going from one extreme to the other. You're fasting and then you're eating, and then you're fasting and then you're eating. And in a way, that's true, but the way I've been doing this is a lot different. There's been a lot of growth over time. I used to be that person that would fast for an extremely long period of time and then eat fast food place to fast food place to fast food place. And that's changed over time. And if you think about my vacations, the fact that one of my vacations, I think I gained 20 some pounds in 6 days versus gaining 22 pounds in 27 days. Speaks volumes. Even though there were some days where I ate or overate, I don't think I had a really, really bad eating day until yesterday. Yesterday, when I had the opportunity, so what happened, I guess, for me was like, okay, you're home. You're not going to work out today. Today's your relaxed day because you're going to get back to fasting tomorrow. You're jet lagged, so eat whatever you want. And I gave myself that opportunity. I literally ate whatever I wanted. Even after eating breakfast, later on after breakfast, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to buy a bunch of snacks. And I did. I bought tortilla chips and salsa. I bought cannolis from the bakery. And even after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go get McDonald's, even though I haven't eaten McDonald's in forever. I can't remember the last time I had McDonald's. But I got chicken nuggets and I got a double cheeseburger, and I could have had so many other options, but that's what I went for. Why? I don't know, because old habits die hard, right? And the one thing I realized is, even though some of that tasted good and it gave me that nostalgia of doing this before, it felt pretty shitty. And I think that's the evolution of where I'm at, is that I'm realizing that these things don't give me the same fulfillment. They don't give me the same enjoyment that they used to do. And I think that's also because I look at my life differently. It isn't just about eating. It isn't just about food all day, every day. It isn't about using food to cope. It isn't using food as an excuse for everything in my life anymore. But for now, while I get over this jet lag, while I reacclimate myself into the central time zone here in Chicago, just know that I'm here. I'm working on a 90-hour fast. I'm currently 12 hours and 38 minutes in, and we'll see just how difficult it is to get back into my routine. Now, since I've been gone, how about you? How's your accountability been? Let me know in the comments. It's been a minute. It'll be nice to hear from you.